Shabbat Shalom. It is Friday and it is going to be sundown in a few hours, and that is when Shabbat will officially begin. Every Friday evening is Shabbat, which is the day of rest. It's the Sabbath. It is the evening when the worlds unite within and without. The two become one. The masculine and the feminine, earth and heaven, body and spirit. So Shabbat Shalom to you. Shabbat Shalom to all. And today is also the first quarter moon. It is 50% illuminated. So this is the time where I do the monthly inspiration activation. The activation is the reading. And what this reading does is it provides inspiration for us to keep moving, as the cycle is not finished yet. We're just in the middle. So we're in between that new moon point and the full moon point. For the new moon reading, we were initiated into this new cycle and we set new intentions, we set our goals. But some time has passed now, and it's time to realign with our original intentions. It's time to be inspired newly, to refine our intentions so that we can move forward toward the light of the full moon with the most grace and the most ease, in alignment with who we really are and what it is we really want. So if you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling unsure about a certain unfolding in your life, a certain project in your life, that's okay. That's actually perfect, because it's not the full moon yet. It's not the time of full culmination. It's the time to just really refine what it is we want. And it's really important I think it's most important to allow ourselves and others that space to change and shift. Because the only constant in life is change. And so that means our intentions, our goals, and our dreams have to shift with us. They have to keep up with us. So it's okay if your intentions have changed since the new moon. It doesn't matter if you set intentions yesterday or a week ago or a year ago. You can change them in any moment. You have that power and you have that freedom. You just have to allow it for yourself. So here we are at the inspiration point. We're going to pull cards that will reveal to us what it is we are wanting or needing to know right now, so that we can feel inspired, reactivate our original intentions, and move forward with the tools necessary to manifest whatever it is we want to manifest by the end of this cycle. So whatever has been on your mind, whatever has been tugging there, give it your fullest attention, okay? Like a child that just needs your attention for a second. Okay, look at it, acknowledge it. What is that's been on my mind? And then once it has your attention, let it go. Be here with your fullest presence. Offer your energy to the cards. Say any prayers, inwardly if you'd like to, or speak them out loud. Prayers, words, intentions, goals, hopes, dreams, visions, fears. Whatever it is, don't judge it, but let it come up and out so that you can release and clear your vessel to create this space for divine communication and for divine guidance to enter. If we're so full of our own thoughts and intentions, whether positive or negative, doesn't matter. There will be no space for that divine answer to enter. So, okay, cards, thank you for showing us what is needing to be revealed right now to provide us with the clarity and inspiration that we seek, so that we can move ahead as our most authentic and fulfilled selves, feeling prepared for whatever is to come, knowing fully that whatever's on its way is going to be a product of our own desires and our own necessity for learning, because that's what this life really is about. Whatever is coming our way, we surrender and trust, knowing that it's exactly what we need. And this is a collective reading. So this is for one and all. Okay. I pulled 5 cards. There's a card for the past, what we've recently just come out of, which brought us to the next card, the present. There is a card for the future, and there is a card in between the present and the future, representing the bridge, which becomes a challenge and simultaneously the gift. And then there's a card above it all, which is known as the crown card, and it is the ally card as well. It's something, it's a little gift to us, a little card and vision to hang on to as we cross that bridge to the future. Let me go ahead and fold them. Wow, we have some very powerful things going on here, you guys. Okay, so we have an ace, a page, the high priestess, the tower, and then only one card is a regular minor arcana and not being a royal, which is the 5 of Pentacles. So we have a lot of powerful stuff going on here. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and of course it will look a little backwards because it's the camera being flipped. So, but you can see we've got some really powerful cards here. We have 2 major arcanas, a royal, an ace, and then a 5 of Pentacles. So I'm going to explain to you guys what this means here, okay? And this is a reading for the collective, so it's for all of us, and it's something that hopefully you'll be able to relate to, and I'd love to hear how it relates to your path right now. So please feel free to leave a comment or private message me. Okay, so where we're stepping out of, what has brought us to this present moment, is the Ace of Cups. And aces are initiations, they're new beginnings. And cups is the suit of water, emotions. This card represents the overflowing cup. It represents unconditional love. So many of us have had lessons or experiences around this card and this symbolism, this message in the recent past. Perhaps I know I can relate to this, perhaps you've been learning a lot through relationship, learning about what real love really is, what real love really means. And last week's Torah portion, which is always perfectly aligned with the collective ongoings, was the story of Miketz, and the week before that was also related. Both weeks were the story of Joseph. And it was all about how love is really the most important thing. That in the end, love is what matters most. He learns this because he is a dream interpreter. That's his gift. And at first he uses it selfishly, and then next, as he gets older and wiser and through experience, he learns to use it for the one. And he realizes that nothing is more important than love. And I really noticed that this theme was playing out in everyone's lives the past couple weeks. I don't know about you, but I definitely noticed it. I posted a Terence McKenna quote from his last interview where he said, you know, in the end, I realize love is the thing that matters most. And I can't tell you how many shares that post got and how much attention that post got. And it's been around. It went viral a long time ago. But for some reason, it became very relevant only recently. And I do believe it's because this has been the theme as of late. The Ace of Cups, really learning what it means to be in that unconditionally loving space. How to give that love and how to receive it. So going through these lessons, okay, of unconditional love and the overflowing cup, we come to the High Priestess. She is the card of the present. She has been coming up in so many private readings I've been doing. She's been coming up for the people who are closest to me, out of my family and friends, and she's been coming up for myself a lot. And it's no surprise to me because what is she holding in her hands? The Torah. And it's so interesting to me that a lot of people who have even been playing with the tarot for a long time, never noticed that the second card of the entire deck, the High Priestess of the Major Arcana, representing a very important aspect of life, Never noticed she was holding the Torah. Tarot, Torah. So this is where we're at right now, you guys, as a collective. We're very much in that space of getting in touch with our deepest selves, who we are inside, our subconscious. Look how she's got a hold of the moon at her foot. She's got it locked down. She knows what's going on in her depths. She's very clear as to what's going on in her subconscious mind. That's why the card that follows her, the third card of the deck, is the Empress, which is all of those subconscious thoughts and visions made manifest. So right now we're more in that inward state, which is perfectly aligned with the season, winter, the cold time. It depends on where you're at in the world, of course. But right now where I am at, we are in the winter season, and it is a time of going within. So who of you right now who are watching this are going through a time where you're getting in touch with your intuitive self, your innermost self, your subconscious mind? And I do find that, I want to say, because I'm living in Sedona and it's a very spiritual community, and many of you watching right now live here in Sedona, and a lot of you who follow my YouTube channel live in Sedona, and a lot of you are just healers from all around the world. Let me ask you, do you feel that you've been getting in touch with a very ancient wisdom lately? Because I see many mystical, ancient teachings rising up right now and piquing everyone's interest. Sure, it's always been around. It never went anywhere. It was always there to be discovered. But right now, this wisdom is spreading like wildfire, especially Kabbalah. And she's holding the Torah. So it's no surprise to me that this is the card of the present moment. Moving on to the future, we have another major arcana card. The Tower. And this one also has been coming up in a lot of private readings that I'm doing, as well as the readings I've been doing for myself. This card, in fact, has been at the forefront of my mind every day. The Tower is the card of an unexpected change, like the rug being pulled out from under you. A change of course. Okay, like a 90-degree angle. Something maybe we didn't see coming. But if we always keep an open mind, which is a big life lesson and a big part of some of the other tarot cards and archetypes, keeping an open mind, if we always leave space for the divine mysteries unfolding, then things won't come to us as such a shock when they change course, okay? Our life is about our response. It's about how we respond to things. And so if we always keep in our awareness the knowing, the idea that this happens all the time, it's a part of life, it's a part of the wheel of life. God laughs when we make plans. We've heard this understanding before. We've heard of this teaching before. So then, when the rug does get pulled out from under us, hopefully rather than being so shocked and overcome by surprise, we're like, okay, I trust and I recognize that this too is a part of life and a part of nature. And then being in that space, we can be calm enough to receive the wisdom, the remembering, because it's always inside of us, the remembering of the wisdom. That everything is always in perfect order. And even though it seems that everything is taking a weird turn and we didn't see that coming, especially in those times where we feel that way, like, wow, I didn't see this coming. We'll know and remember that it's perfectly meant to be and that it's all in divine order. So it's like pulling the rug out from under your own feet before the universe can just surprise you, okay? It's saying, wow, this is really weird. My life has taken a strange turn here. And rather than allowing that to consume you or any negative feeling around that to consume you, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do now and I planned for this, but there's this. Instead, we can say, wow, it's taking a weird turn. This must be for a reason. And the more I stop and breathe and relax into it, surrender to it, trust it, I can flow with it. And I can create a path with the least amount of crisis, with no crisis, because I'm open and I'm allowing the experience to flow as it should. The more we resist it, the more crisis will show up. The more stress, challenge, disease, physical disease will show up. But if we just surrender and in that moment trust that it's in divine order, we can still kind of take the reins as much as is humanly possible. And that moment where we decide to either crumble at the thought of what's happening or surrender and accept and flow with it, that moment that we choose one way or another becomes the foundation for the rest of the way through the experience. So that moment is the most important. If we can remember that, hey, all these physical details unfolding are not nearly as important as my response and what is unfolding mentally for me, in my mind, my consciousness. If we can remember that what's happening behind the scenes is what's really important, then we can take the reins, so to say, and steer the experience in a more positive way. So are you going to choose the path of shock and despair and stress and disease? Because life maybe isn't going as planned or as you expected? Or are you going to laugh at yourself and say, oh yeah, of course, I can't have such expectations. And I must trust that all is in divine order. And especially because this shit looks really weird, I'm going to trust that it's for a reason. I'm not going to be tricked. I'm not going to be fooled by myself, which is the entire universe. Okay, because there's no one but yourself. So if the rug is being pulled out from under you, whether you're doing it consciously or not, you are the one doing it because there is only you. So laugh and accept it. And choose to be positive in that moment, which is going to set the foundation for the rest of your way through whatever that experience is. So this is where we're headed. Be prepared. Always, though, not right now. Because this moon cycle is a reflection of the greater cycle. Okay, because there's only one cycle. So whether you get it now or you don't, you're going to keep being presented. We are going to keep being presented with the same lessons until we get it. And even then, we'll be presented with them again so that we can take them even deeper and integrate them into our conscious even more, all the while evolving more and more, expanding more and more so beautifully. So how much are you going to accept this right here, right now, and make this process an enjoyable one and not one full of suffering? Okay? And the card that's serving as the bridge between now and then will be the Five of Pentacles. And as you can see, there's a couple here. It's technically a married couple. And they're walking through the snow and they're all beaten up. And they look like they've been through a lot because they have been. But they're still walking together. And they're still walking. They're not laying on the ground dead. They're still walking. And you see behind them is this lit up window with what appears to be a tree made out of the pentacles. And that's the tree of life. It's lit up. And it represents the hope, the faith that they have that keeps them going. That they know they can make it through if they keep going. That hope is always there and it's always lit and that original light can never go out. So what does this say? What does this say for us as it is the card that was pulled for the bridge between now and the future? The Five of Pentacles being the bridge means that in order to get to that future and to show up for that future opportunity of a new beginning with the most grace and the most ease, with the most power to be able to efficiently move through it, we're going to have to go through some struggles. We're going to have to keep going. Some things that maybe we've wanted to give up on or we've been wanting to give up on, we got to keep going. We have to keep going. You got to know that you can do it and you will do it. You will whether you want to or not. You can do it kicking, crying, and screaming, or you can just accept it. Accept your strength right now. And stop focusing on the little physical problems you have, maybe like a health issue or a struggle you're going through mentally, whatever it is. If you know right here, right now that you have the power to keep going, then why not choose to focus on that? You're gonna do it anyway. So focus on that. Know that you are powerful. And what is that hope for you that's in the window? What is that for you? Because I'm thinking, what could that be for me? Because we always have to have our whys that serve as the motivation. What is my why for crossing this bridge to the future? What's keeping me going? Like, you know what? I wanted to give this thing up, but I know that I can get through it. And if I do, it will look like blank. Picture whatever goal you have in mind, whatever goal you've had in mind. A dream, a vision, a hope. What does that look like once manifested? That's why you have to keep going. And that's why you will keep going. So you may as well eliminate any doubt right now, or any visions or thoughts that are not in alignment with the fulfillment of what it is you're wanting. Just completely surrender to that vision of what it is you're wanting, whatever it is, and leave no room for that other stuff to come in. And something that I see here that for all of us to focus on, because this is a collective reading, is that the future is going to bring a big turn of events. And although this looks very scary, it doesn't have to be. It's only our judgment of it. In fact, we can look at these cards and see a connection between them. We can see that, wow, I've been through a lot and I've been struggling on the way to this goal, wherever it is I'm heading. Obviously, it's somewhere that's worth it, because they wouldn't be, struggling and then continuing for no reason. It's obviously something they really want, something really worth it. Maybe that thing is a huge change of events in our lives. Not maybe, it is. We have to keep going. We have to cross that bridge and trust that whatever is on the other side there, that big turn of events, is something we've been waiting for a long time. Let's look at science. And let's solidify this right here, right now, with some simple science. We attract our realities. Whatever comes our way, we did that. We manifested that because we're one with Creator Source. And from the smallest things to the biggest things, we're all in this together, and we're all co-creating this world together. So whatever's coming, we've been asking for it. So we can use that as motivation and excitement to keep going, no matter how many struggles we've been through, no matter how beaten up we are or stressed out we are. We have to know that this is about to show up for us, an opportunity to completely change our path, something we've been waiting for. Okay. And then a little extra piece of inspiration at the top here, the ally card, the crown, is the Page of Wands. So what's the best way for us to keep going? What's going to help us, no matter what stressed out state we're in, no matter how defeated we feel? This guy, this Page of Wands, wants us to know that as we move toward this tower, this turn of events, we should be like him. Pages are the youthful aspect of the suit. They're also messengers. And wands is the suit of fire, spirit. So what this tells me is it would be wise for us to remember that we all have this archetype within us, and that accessing it right now will be supportive and helpful as we move into that tower card. In fact, it will help to manifest the opportunity within this card in a way that's positive and beautiful and reflective of our genuine, youthful passion for spirit, creativity, our spiritual path. It makes sense to me, even scientifically, that if we embody his traits right now, we stay in that youthful, excited, spontaneous state in all matter, in regards to all matters of spirit. Be excited about our spiritual path and remember that it's about that receptivity and newness of spirit. To not act like we know everything, but to say, I'm open to newness, because at least I remember that what this is all about is my spiritual path. It's about spirit. That's what's most important. And so if I have that, which you always do, you are that, nothing can take that away from you, then whatever is to come with this tower card, this big turn of events, can only be positive. And we're ready for it. I'm on fire. I'm ready. And I'm feeling that youthful energy. And not only am I ready for it, I'm going to be a messenger of this truth. I'm going to inspire others around me to behave this way as well because it feels good. Okay, so as we move out of this present moment of the High Priestess, we've gathered all this information from diving deep into our own subconscious minds. As we move out of that space and come back out into the world, may we remember that the most important thing is our spiritual path, and that's really why we're here. And that's why all these physical manifestations are appearing before us, because of all that stuff we're doing inside. If we maintain that knowing with excitement and joy and an open mind, then this big turn of events that's coming is going to reflect that trust and that passion and that spontaneity. And we'll be able to jump into whatever this new experience is without hesitation, without doubt, without fear, but with full acceptance in the knowing that it is only for our learning and our expansion. And for that, we can be excited. Thank you for tuning in for this reading, you guys. Tonight is Rumi's wedding event in Sedona, and I haven't gone in all the years I've been here, so I'm excited to be there and celebrate with the community. Rumi's wedding is the anniversary of his death, and they call it wedding because it is like a unification with the divine. It's like a marriage with the divine, returning home. And I love that because it's also Shabbat, and that is the message of Shabbat. It's the unification of the worlds. So I'm very excited that these events are aligning. Just more and more alignments happening, more harmony, more unification, and that is always a good thing. So thank you for tuning in for this inspiration activation. I hope you feel inspired. I hope that now you go off and meditate on whatever your intentions were that you set for the new moon, and that you feel more empowered to refine those visions, to be in alignment with who you really are in this moment here now, not who you were yesterday, not who you were a week ago. And I hope that you feel inspired now as we move forward toward the full moon, when the light of the full moon will be fully revealing the manifestations of whatever it was that we set as our intentions a week ago. Many blessings to you as you manifest all of your dreams and visions. Shabbat Shalom.